I never forget that time when my ears first had its hearing upon that great beautiful legend. It was in Turkey. It was when I was around 8 years of age. Me and my mother and my 2 sisters and my cousins and a group of tourists that mother had brought on tour here were sailing on a boat. We were in a resort called Alanya and were travelling to a beach called Cleopatra Beach. I remember I turned round to my mother and asked her what this Cleopatra Beach is. She then told me, well, Cleopatra was an Egyptian queen and she had many lovers. One of these lovers had given her this beach as a token of his love, and the queen had special gold sands exported from Egypt to this beach, and that those special sands are still there to be seen now. Then my mother mentioned that when she was a young girl, in 1963, she had gone to watch the premiere of the film Cleopatra, and then she said, "Oh, what was the actress's name again that played her?" On which my younger sister said, "Oh, Elizabeth Taylor." And my mother was like, "Ah, yes, Elizabeth Taylor, Elizabeth Taylor." With the way my mother pronounced her name, which made a nice sound with her accent, Cleopatra, and the thought of Elizabeth Taylor and the 1960s, a time period I was in love with, I began to visualize a woman with dark hair, thick, thin, dark eyebrows, and thick, dark, long eyelashes, and thick red lips, and these beautiful bluish greenish eyes. The second part of my passion for this legend was when I was 13 years of age. It was during my developing stage when I first started getting spots on my face. My father kept on advising me to not use no other chemical or cream on my face but olive oil only. He told me that the cream contains milk and it's very good for your skin. He then told me that Cleopatra bathed in milk to keep her in healthy skin. Even here my mind's eye saw this fascinating woman in an exotic bath full of cream milk. 2 years later, the real start of the whole great legend would begin. It was when I first set eyes on the 1963 film Cleopatra in a box set VHS. My mother bought me the film. I watched it, then boom! I started looking it up in encyclopedia books and then started drawing pictures. After I wanted to read some more, so my mother bought me my first book when she took me to Foyles. When I started doing further reading about her, I was surprised to find that the legend was not quite the picture the public always saw. I found out that her origins came from Macedonia, Greece, and she did not have any Egyptian blood in her, and that she was not as attractive as legend has always said, plus that she had a very huge nose. However, no matter what, I strongly believed that there was a true Egyptian beautiful woman, and I was determined to find this out. Although Cleopatra's origins came from Macedonia, Greece, which started off with Alexander the Great, Egypt's capital, Alexandria, which was named after Alexander the Great, was a fascinating place of Egyptian and Greek culture. The Greeks had ruled for centuries. During that time they must have mixed with the Egyptians somehow. Well, Ephesus again played host to my answer. The discovery of Cleopatra's sister Arsinoe, murdered by Cleopatra herself. Archaeologists have studied the body and have said that the remains contain a mixed ancestry of European and African. This was Arsinoe, Cleopatra's rival and the woman she had murdered. My biggest wish is for the tomb of Cleopatra to be discovered. Like everyone, I want to know what she looked like. My hero in this is Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass, who believes he has discovered Cleopatra and Mark Antony's tomb. I would love to go to help him in search of the legend and her underwater palace of Alexandria. It would be like travelling into the past and seeing the whole legend for real.